A happy Canada Day and Independence Day if you're listening to this world-famous podcast, The Jim and Terry Show. Two guys with a coffee and too much time on their hands. First thing in the morning.
Whether you're listening from Bob Cajun, Israel, California, in the United States, or anywhere else around the world, we're the same Terry and Jim.
We are.
Or Jim and Terry, whatever way you want to put it.
What were we going to talk about today?
We were going to talk about Canada Day.
Okay, so did you wear red and white?
Nope, I didn't. I might have wore red, but I didn't even think about it. Not that I'm not patriotic, not like I would have been maybe years ago. But my kids are. My kids are patriotic.
Did you hear?
Maybe not all of them. Some of my children.
Okay, patriotic is like flag waving. It has a mixed connotation these days.
No, these were very much Happy Canada Day. It didn't have anything to do with the truckers. And, the truckers have taken away some of the opportunity to fly a flag. People are just going to think you're a trucker now, or you support that if you fly a flag.
So isn't it funny that patriotism is misrepresented, in my opinion, by certain elements of society who they claim that they are the patriots.
But they think they're patriots and they have the right to do that.
Yeah.
They think they got it all together, and someone like me doesn't. And I think they haven't got it together, and I don't think I do either.
Okay, well, if we all don't have it together, let's cut each other a little
those
slack.
I saw on Canada Day, to me, the ones I saw, looked like they were very much just celebrating Canada. I'm positive there were places all over Canada where it was a bunch of, Joe Rogans getting together and enjoying whatever you do.
There were some disruptors in Ottawa on Canada Day, so it might be smaller, might be not as many voices, but it still lurks in the, what do they call it? The seedy underbelly of Canada?
People need something to do, Terry.
Oh, come on. Do we have to?
People join clubs and gangs.
So I have to buy a truck and put my hockey sticks up? I have to do that?
Well,
no, I don't.
No, but you if you think that way and you like the idea, of maybe being a bit of a chest puffer, then you get around other chest puffers and you get all puff chests together and horrify restaurants or do whatever you want to do by being so into what it is you're into.
I think I showed you this, and I think if I can find it. It was the Syrian refugees who came to Canada and they started a chocolate factory. Yes, and he had a great piece, the owner of that, for Canada Day, celebrating Canada, his adopted home. And I thought, wow, we got people wanting to come to Canada, waiting on lists to get to Canada, not enough coming to Canada. Then we have those who say it's broken.
Well, I don't know.
Happy
Canada may
Day.
be broke. Depends how you say it. And you can all chop it down. But I know the family. I don't know them personally, but I know who you talk about. And they came here and they built a successful chocolate business. And I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. And there's a lot of stories like that. They come here, they work hard, and they do very, very well. And not everybody that comes here. Canada's actually been criticized because a lot of the people we bring in, we know are their personalities or wherever they are, they're probably going to prosper. We don't bring very many refugees in. We just bring immigrants in.
Well, we do bring refugees as well. The Ukraine war created a whole flow of flights out of Kyiv for destination Canada to become a refugee in a time of war.
Yeah.
So we do take a lot of refugees. We do take a lot of immigrants. In fact, Canada passed 40 million. I love the way you do your little trumpet stuff. Yeah, I was trying to go back to 1967 and Bobby Jimby. Do you remember?
No, what the heck is a Bobby Jimby? That's my brother and me, Bobby
Canada, 1 little, 2 little, 3 Canadians, we love you. Da, 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 da,
I prefer the anthem.
Look it up. Okay, that's the Centennial song, if you want to look it up.
I know the song.
And so what was our population in 1967?
I think 28 million, something like that.
It was 20.
Was it only 20?
We've doubled since in our lifetime. Canada's population has doubled.
40 million now.
40 million.
That's kind of respectable now, isn't it?
It is. It's a sizable country.
Yeah.
And I think of Sweden, who wants to join NATO, just to reference a previous conversation.
Just to put another
they have
pin in
5 million.
Yeah, yeah.
And yet they've got their own jet fighter, the Gripen. They have tanks. They have an armaments industry. Why do they need an armaments industry? Well, maybe it's because they're afraid of their neighbors and all that stuff. But my point is that it doesn't matter the size of your population. Canada only had a few million. We participated in World War I, World War II. I mean, it doesn't. Your size doesn't matter, but it is an accomplishment when we celebrate diversity and immigration, and we have statistics that suggest, and Canada has been written up by not only in the Wall Street Journal but in British papers as well, for getting on to immigration as a source of strength, not something to fear. But to build your country.
You need immigration, and here's a simple one. For those who have a problem with it, this is the simplest way that I can explain it. We look after our old through various collections of taxes and funds and stuff. That's how we look after our old. Now, you need to have more young than old to look after the old. If the old outnumbers the young, you then have a major problem. So you need people being born. Now, those who have a problem with immigrants have 6 kids, have at least 4. Go somewhere with that. And don't be mad when an immigrant comes here, because they've already been taught a lot of kids is a good thing, and they have 6 to 8 kids. That's just normal, but that's what Canada needs in order to have enough funds and money to keep things going. I use the old people just as an example, but there's hospitals and everything else.
Who are you looking at when you say that, Jim?
Well, it is true, though. I mean, if everybody's all of a sudden being old, then where are the funds coming in order to give us a life?
We do have a problem with the boomers retiring.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's that big wave of babies born after World War II who are now of retirement age, who have contributed to society for 40, 50 years. But it's time to hang up the old spurs. So who is paying? Well, we've paid into that Canada pension plan for all of those years that we were employed. So, we need to keep growing, and immigration is a source of Canada's strength. And it is predicted, I told you, that Canada's economic growth for 2023 and 2024 is projected to be the best of the G7.
Really, eh? That's pretty cool.
So it's on pace with the United States right now, but we are expected to surpass the productivity of the United States.
Well, Ontario's made some pretty gigantic deals lately with Volkswagen and with the battery companies.
Alternative energy.
Yeah.
So Alberta, are you listening?
Well,
Alternative.
Look, I sympathize with them, and it's not because I have family who live there, but you have this resource. And I never understood why Canada never built its own refinery. I didn't understand that. And I still don't understand it, other than it costs because it's $1 gazillion to build it, apparently. But they do have oil, and that's what their lives were built on. So let me put it this way. We can't forget them. And maybe it would be nice if some of these gigantic industries could be located in Alberta, So when they expand, I hope they think about that. Okay, we want to cover the Midwest of the United States with product. Maybe we can
Danielle Smith doesn't want to see that. She wants to pump the gas.
Well, because that's all they got right now, and not only that, it's politically right in that area.
Yes, it is politically right to do that.
Yeah, and you're even if he thought, or it's a she, isn't it?
Danielle Smith.
Yeah. Even if she thought that it absolutely was wrong,
she would say it's right anyway.
Some people will say it's right anyways. They gotta jump on their team, and they gotta stay with their team, no matter what.
We've commented on this before, but the amount of advertising that comes from the oil and gas producing industry that make them look like green. Their logos are now flowers and trees and plants.
Look, I like gas, Terry. I'm not going to knock it. I mean, I got here, didn't I? I had to spend money to get here,
I'm
but
looking.
yeah, but let's don't play that stupid game.
Yep.
I agree with you on that. Now that doesn't mean you put skeletons on every gas pump. Doesn't mean you do that.
What about the cigarette packages that
Well,
had?
yeah, well, and this is one thing I never understood about alcohol. Alcohol has no calories, not what's in it, no warnings, and nothing. I do not understand that.
I do not get it at all.
Yeah.
It's just a social convention that's accepted.
Yeah.
I think it's time to question all of that. A lot of research is coming out about alcohol. Not just moderate your consumption, but maybe really restrict your consumption.
Well, I can see that. I can really see that. I view that alcohol could be a very nice blessing, but it can be overdone and abused.
Like any addiction, the money it takes to fuel that addiction is best used to make yourself healthy.
You can't build a whole society on something that they're addicted to and then take it away. Can you imagine the riots if they said we're not selling alcohol anymore?
Alcoholism is an addiction.
It would go underground. People would get it.
Now, I do enjoy the odd beer in the summer, especially. So that's really good.
I enjoy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of alcohol too.
All right, I don't know where we were going with this one. It was Canada Day and red and white. And I think I showed you a little "What do Americans know about Canada?" survey. 25
you did. That
questions.
was funny.
It was funny.
It was hilarious.
Do we know more about America?
Well, I didn't know they don't have milk in bags. And I could tell the guy didn't realize.
Nowhere in Canada has it, just us.
I could tell the guy didn't realize we were talking plastic bags. You know what I mean? I thought he thought, well,
grocery bags,
we've got
paper
them in
bags.
Cardboard. We got them in cardboard. So because he mentioned the treated cardboard, well, I
Yeah.
guess treated bags. I wish someone had said to him, no, we're talking plastic bags. You snip the little end off, and you got
That
it.
kind of surprised me.
Which means they don't have milk jugs, like the ones that you put the bag in.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
that's why you can't find one at Walmart.
Well, maybe. I guess American corporation. Happy Independence Day to our cousins to the south.
If you
We're
lived through
hoping
it. If you lived through it.
if you lived through what 2023 or 2024.
No, I mean just all the violence. Most
most
that's
violent
another story. Obviously,
mass
We're
shootings ever
Yeah.
on a 4th of July
Yeah.
in America. So maybe we can talk about that on the Jim and Terry Show. Stay tuned. Bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.